for the production value. I'm Boomerang. I had the video up. I have to find it again. Just 1 second, folks. The Owlish spoken word poetry. Oh my God. This is going to be for the lulz. It's going to be fucking priceless. I cannot wait. I hope you cannot either. Whew. All right. I had it up and then I dropped. There it is. No, that's not it. Doop, 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 doop. Charging my attack. They've hidden it now. How dare they? We'll find it. Don't worry. How's everybody doing today? Like and or subscribe if you don't hate my guts. If you hate my guts, like and subscribe and hate watch. I don't really care. Doop, 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 doop. I had it up, but actually the whole thing is like last night I had a whole thing where or yesterday I did a good Supreme Court stream. We read the whole Gundy versus US decision. I appreciate everybody who was there for that. It was awesome. But like I had this really weird my webcam like crashed on me. And so I had to restart my computer and download a new driver apparently for my webcam. So the webcam is back up and working. Praise God. And all right, awesome. All right, we got it up now. All right, cool. We figured it out. We have solved the problem. So the good news is you don't have to look at my ugly mug so close up from now on. Hey Scotty, hey Varian, how y'all doing? All right. We're about ready to go. We got the video up. And we're just about to share it now. Make sure the speed is 1.5 because so I want to just alert everybody that this opening statement is, I think, I mean, I'm not sure. I can't vouch for our buddy Garcia here, but like it's, I would say an attempt at spoken word poetry. And I would say a failed attempt, but it's fucking hilarious. We have to go through it. I mean, we must. Like, how could we not? All right. Make sure we're unmuted over here. Yeah, I mean, I'm an actual poet, so this is like, it irks my soul when people do random shit. All right, pull this up. All right, I think so Stefan Molyneux is the moderator here, and to be honest, I'm just being fair to everybody. To be fair, is that Molyneux does the same thing during this debate that Not So Erudite did in the previous debate I critiqued. So I'm gonna be equally as critical to him as I was to Erudite. Oh, we're getting audio. Don't worry, we're getting audio. Oh well, actually, let me play it. Whoa, I guess we're playing Roblox now. Do the right screen. There we go. All right. Okay, we're gonna start playing. Let me know if you hear the audio. So there was no audio other than me till now, but if you don't hear it, let me know, please. We got audio? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Really? Still? All right, well, that's fine. I've learned how to fix that problem. I need to go out of the studio. I need to refresh the StreamYard. Wait. Varian, you are the chat. Okay. Just to make sure, I'm leaving the studio. I'm going to refresh the window. But Scotty wasn't complaining about the audio. All right, can you hear me? Varian, can I get a thumbs up or a laugh emoji if you can hear me? Hey, amen. All right. So, people can hear me. Let's make sure that people can hear the window I'm about to share. All right. We're going to do the thing. All right, great. Now, Varian, let me know if you can hear this dude. Could you hear him? Could you hear him as well? Hey, Chipingo, how you doing, buddy? Chipingo, can you hear? Nope. Nope what? Are you serious? Well, fuck my life. Okay. How the... All right. Well, we're going to... It's not muted. All right, we're going to stop the screen. We're going to add it back in. If it doesn't work, we're going to refresh again. Refresh the screen. Window. All right. That's fair. No, I appreciate you. I mean, I can hear it. Pookie's busy. All right. How about now?
Garcia believes that masculinity is definitely in crisis.
Yeah or nay on that? Can we hear it now? Nothing? Anything?
This is Gabriel, problem solver Garcia, a novice debater who...
All right, we fixed it. It was the StreamYard thing. Okay. Praise the dark Jesus. All right, let's fucking go. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Hey, Darkside, how you doing? We have audio. We have liftoff. Hey, Jason, how you doing, brother? Jason, you've missed the boomerang for today. I think we've unboomered ourselves. I know, Varian's just here to be like, boomer. All right, let's go. This is for the lulz. This is a fucking hilarious debate. All right.
Who took part of Modern Day Debate Outnumbered series as a devil's advocate against professional debaters. His ambitious goal, problem solve humanity's issues one debate at a time. We are starting with Gabriel and moving on to...
So, Gabriel Garcia, which I think is one of my favorite pitchers for the Red Sox, his name as well. I don't think he pitches for the Red Sox, though, but, you know.
Owlish after. I hope you both came prepared. Gabriel, you're up. Your opening statement begins. Now you've got 5 minutes.
Greetings to all.
Okay,
I affirm masculinity is in a crisis.
All right, we need to, everybody, stop what you're doing, unless you're driving, in which case, keep doing what you're doing. You need to listen and focus here, okay? Listen to what this gentleman says, because it's performance art.
In other words, as a question, is masculinity in a crisis? Yes. Now, how did I reach this conclusion? Problem solving. The crisis is forced masculism, and the problem is toxic masculinity. While the cure is sway masculism, and the solution is gentle masculinity.
Well, the cure is sway masculinity, and the problem is gentle masculine. Okay.
Now, by asking the correct questions, how and why masculinity is in a crisis, a truly pure answer may be established for what is a crisis of.
By asking what masculinity is, a pure answer may be established. What is a crisis? Okay.
Unstableness in criticalness through statelessness by failure due to a error.
Through statelessness by failure through error. Oh my God, no! The question marks will keep coming up. This is hilarious.
That causes uncivilness. That leads to
causes uncivilness. Like, I think the idea of an adjective and an adverb have escaped this gentleman.
Destruction's effect that demands urgencies.
Through destruction's effect that demands urgency's requirement.
Required action to avoid uncivil destruct by
that requires uncivil disrupt.
Suffering and death to one and to all.
And suffering and death to one and all.
All uncivilized destruction.
Now, uncivilized destruction as opposed to civilized destruction. Right?
Now, to prove masculinity even exists. And
to prove masculinity even exists, let's go with it. Let's fucking go, guy.
Ideal masculinity come from a real masculism belief.
To come from a real masculinity proves an ideal masculinity comes from beliefs. Okay?
A form creation of state, sex, and being.
A form creation of state, sex, and being. Okay?
Gender through the
being gendered through
design environment by
design environment by
nature's reflection within
nature's reflection within man. Okay?
Masculinity, faith, a form intent of
within nature's masculinity, man, faith, a form and intent.
Union and hope, desire through ideas,
and a desired union through hope and desires.
Blueprint by reality structure.
Through blueprint by reality structure.
Through reality's inner heart and outer mind.
Through reality's inner heart and outer mind.
Masculine works. A frame.
That's how masculine works.
Form, time of power.
A framing form, time of power.
Space and strength matter through physical.
And through space and strength, period, matter through physical.
Image by mental likeness, unified by
through physical matter through mental likeness.
sexism's physicality and genderism's mentality.
And sexism's physicality and gender's mentality.
Form material of way or ways in truth or lie, through life or death.
Through ways or ways, to truth or life and death.
By image of a soul and by likeness.
By image of a soul and likeness to a mind.
In the spirit. That was
in the spirit. Sorry, likeness to a spirit. Sorry, I misremembered.
complicated, but this is simple. A pure.
Oh, but this is simple. But this is simple.
Masculinity exists by understanding humanity's nature through seeing mankind's being a real.
So masculinity exists by seeing mankind's nature through humanity's being. Well, that's simple, right? Nature exists by seeing. Yeah, let me see if I can put that you're not wrong. Subtitles. That's oh my god. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll just do stop. I'm still gonna riff on it because I need to. Thanks, Darkside. But we have the subtitles up
idea. Now, to defend how and why masculinity is in a.
No, I think this you're not wrong. Like this is literally a spoken word poetry performance. I didn't know it could be an opening statement. 100%. Yep. Yep. Exactly. This is the one. You are not the one. This is the one.
Crisis. The how is simply complicated, but simply speaking, due to humanity's.
The how is simply complicated by simply speaking.
Failed religious leaders and mankind's.
Due to humanity's failed religious leaders and humankind speaking errorful
nations followers, both religious and political, are functioning on the wrong type of.
Errorful nations followed by religious and political leaders. Sorry.
Masculinism's belief is force, incorrect masculinity. Faith is toxic through.
Faith is toxic through.
Masculine's work is
through masculine's work. Masculine. Owlish doesn't. Owlish is like sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Exactly. 100%. This is. Yup.
Manipulative by.
You know, I really hoped it was. I hoped it was like this, just like fucking speak gobbledygook. Like, let me like fucking do some spoken word. Fuck. The only thing that was mentioned was the bongos, like bum, 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 bum. Masculine's toxic work, bum, 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 bum. Through faith in the state, bum, 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 bum. Masculine's work is done, bum, 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 bum. The spirit is destroyed. No bongos, and I think he thinks it makes sense, which is actually the problem here.
Sexism's error is uncivilized, and genderism's failure.
By sexism's error is uncivilized, and genderism's failure
Is destructive. For
is
unnecessary.
destructive. And oh, it's like Jackson Pollock like drinking a bunch of paint and like throwing it up onto a canvas and selling it for $1 million. Yes, dyslexia Max thing. Me neither. I can't spell either. So far he's doing great.
Suffering causes a effective death. Evident self of a willing crisis.
An effective death, as opposed to an actual death, an evident self of a willing crisis.
And a willful masculinity through a free or
willful masculinity, as opposed to the destroyed masculinity.
A choice by own will. But now the question is why? Whose choice and will? Why?
The question is why. I don't think the question is why. I think the question is what the fuck.
While problem solving, humanity's choice of unnecessary suffering.
Yeah, dude, if he was doing this like T-Pain, like if he was doing this if he was out of tune like T-Pain, this would hit way harder. I agree.
Mankind's will and death. This proves 100% masculinity is in a crisis and an urgent call to correct. And
the thing is, like these captions are actually what he's saying. Like this is Whisper's 100% masculinity. Yes, he did. He just switched pages in mid-speech, which means he wrote this shit down. This was pre-planned.
Resolve with the best and not better solution for all. Evidence is towards to unnecessary suffering. Chosen out.
He wrote down the words. Evidence is towards. Maybe we can do like a not Claude, but the thing that Sonia you know, the one that makes songs. We might be able. I can take the transcript from this thing and we can make it into a song to the tune of T-Pain. Let's collab on that later on. Let's make us a song. All right, let's freaking go.
Comes resulted by toxic masculinity's willful crisis identifies examples as suicide, abortion, divorce, lie, murder.
It exemplifies crisis examples as suicide, abortion, divorce, lie, murder, kill. Yeah, all right.
kill, assault, force, manipulate, corrupt religion, corrupt nation, corrupt being, use and abuse, and many more self-evident
Corrupt nation, corrupt use, corrupt being. Okay.
that could, should, and would have been avoided but chosen not to, due to masculinism's force and rebellion's defiance through masculinity's toxicity by victims' reality. Full knowingly or non-knowingly or anywhere in between, depending on
Full knowingly, unknowingly, or unknown knowingly, or anywhere in between. It's in a way, it's brilliant.
on situational circumstances proven by statistical data, real testimony, and objectivism, subjectivity.
In real data, testimony, subjectivity, unsubjectivity. This is. You're not wrong. It's like the whole like doctor simulator where you're like walking through the fucking like the ER and everything's bouncing around. You have to try like do an aortic extraction. This is like this is your life as a mentally handicapped person. It's happening right now. I mean, yeah, this is artistic. Yeah.
Subjectivity and subjectivism's objectivity. This disorder and chaos.
And subjectivism's objectivity, for all the philosophy who know what the fuck is going on, for subjectivism's objectivity. Jesus Christ.
Crisis, true nature is also at times masquerading as chaos and order's cure. A non-crisis, a false nature is a reflection
Masquerading as chaos and order's cure. It is a false nature. What the hell?
of humanity's uncivil masculinism being destroyed in mankind's forced manipulationalism's toxic masculinity.
Forced? Okay, I think manipulationalism, that's like three not words pushed together. Like none of those things. This disorder is also the chaos. Exactly. The funny thing is the transcription actually gets right. Manipulationalism's toxic masculinity. Oh my God.
Through an illusion or a delusion, directly towards to slavery's.
It's okay. I agree that illusion and delusion rhyme. That doesn't mean you should use the same sentence. Like that's not the requirement.
Freedom choice by decay's death and anti-nature's design.
Freedom choice through decay's death. What the fuck is going on? Oh yeah. I would agree. If anyone were to listen to this and say, "Oh yeah, I totally get it," they should be institutionalized immediately.
Now, for the cure solution for a wage act of sequential choice and sowing.
For the cure solution for a wage act of sequential choice and sowing. That's what he actually said.
Repercussions to reaping ramifications by inheritance judgment.
Repercussions and reaping ramifications by inheritance judgment. I think maybe he just like I had students before who would like you click on the word, you right click an old Microsoft Word, right? And you have like a thesaurus, right? And you're like, okay, I'm going to just choose the biggest word. It doesn't make sense. This guy is like breaking all of the rubrics. Like, oh my God. It gets better.
Reward or punishment, and life or death. For humanity,
justice, reward, and humanity's punishment, or life or death. This is fucking crazy.
Mankind to livingly exist with aims
humanity's mankind, as opposed to aliens mankind or the reptilians mankind, to livingly exist with aims, purpose, and
meanings desired by a correct type of masculinity.
By aims, purpose, and meanings desired by correct type of masculinity. He's reading from a script. He wrote these words down. He is not ad-libbing. He wrote this shit down and flips the page. He's looking down at his page. He wrote, yeah, as opposed to hatingly exist, I suppose.
Correct type of masculism and masculinity is also a cosign to exist.
Correct type of masculine. He is Grok 1.0.
With a correct type of feminisms and femininity united as one, but of the correct amount and precise exact measurement through desires of
with correct feminisms and femininity in the precise amount and correct measurement.
Affection by love's grace
and
united.
Desired affection by love's grace united.
With assigned roles within and thereof throughout these positive arrangement. By sways masculism, gentle masculinity, true.
By sways masculism, or by maybe he said by the ways of masculism, gentle masculinity, true masculine.
masculine, pure sexism, male and female, and
Pure
good gender
sexism,
identity,
pure
expression, and
sexism,
societal
pure sexism, male and female, true gender identity, expression, and societal
roles. Not a
roles.
negative.
Not
Not a-
not a negative. Not a negative. Not not a negative. Not okay.
Negative arrangement, nor opposite, nor separate, nor
Not a negative arrangement, nor opposite, nor separate, nor temporary.
temporary. Now, my opponent has to prove without any doubt.
I gotta stop you there.
Thank God. You should have stopped him 4 minutes ago. My God. So Owlish has little to no argument, but it was way better than that.
And I appreciate the opening statement and the kind of webcam quality I've not seen since 1987. Owlish.
The kind of webcam quality I have not seen since 1987. This is already going off the rails. Okay, the the resolution is that masculinity is in a crisis. Everything you just heard was arguing that masculinity is in crisis. Exactly, right? That is the question. And the thing is, like, this guy who's the founder of World War Debate, like, if he had a dull spoon next to him, you could tell he would be like shoving it in his ear and or aorta or jugular, aorta and or jugular at the current moment. Yes, exactly. And so, you know what's actually funny? Okay, so let's actually roll with this, right? From a debate strategy. If this was a completely, it wasn't, because he was serious, unfortunately. Like, I could be up there. So if I gave the same intro, right, and was gobbledygook the whole thing, and my closing said, my whole intro was a crisis. This debate was a crisis. I identify as a man. I am masculine. I am a crisis. Therefore, masculinity is in a crisis. As my closing argument, it's fucked up, but that might win. Like, it'd be like a performative argument, but like, maybe, man. That's actually pretty brilliant. But you can tell this guy wants to down a bottle of pills right now.
If you would like to make your opening statement, I'm sure we'll. Oh, yes, you've got 5 minutes.
All right. My first question, obviously, would be, what is masculinity? It is defined as the set of attributes, behaviors, and roles culturally and historically associated with boys and men. It is socially constructed concept distinct from.
I might actually have done that. Also, when she says boys and men, I'd be like, you mean the band?
Biological sex, because it is difficult to argue that man-made abstract standard can be in crisis, as it is an arbitrary metric that changes depending upon current trends. Masculinity is a subjective term, meaning that its definition has always been based on societal constructs. Men in early antiquity wore very elaborate clothing and were highly concerned about their personal appearance. The idea of high style or peak masculinity was aristocratic, meaning that the more attractive a man was in his clothing, then he was considered more masculine. Early men wore high heels based off of Persian riding shoes.
The whole thing is that, okay, if anybody ever has to debate somebody who goes off the rails as much as the AF did, don't read your fucking pre-canned opening. Like, do not read your pre-canned opening, because none of the things that Owlish is saying now apply to whatever the fuck the other guy just said. Like, don't do it. You have to pivot. You have to pivot and be like, this guy was speaking gobbledygook, but she's reading her pre-canned opening now, or it's, I'm not sure the pronouns here. It's complicated. I'll just say it is reading its pre-canned opening. I'm trying to be gracious. I'm not trying to be her, she is reading her pre-canned opening.
In today's standards, these are considered unmasculine. The emotional standards of masculinity are dishonest, as it precludes the fact that anger and aggression are an emotion. Stoicism, which most men would consider masculine, is dysregulation. It is, as having emotions is a natural response, and being able to express them in a healthy way is a sign of better adaptability.
Like, if you didn't debating like a bro dude guy, like freaking like Andrew Tate or one of those people, Emmett, whoever, right? At that point in time, this would work. But apparently you didn't listen to anything that was just said, because this has no applicability to what we just heard. Exactly. And it gets worse.
Other cultures have very different views of masculinity as well. Thailand, for example, has a very loose idea of what defines a man and gender fluidity in general.
Yeah, Thailand has ladyboys. Who cares?
There is no standard for masculinity, no written book or natural order to fulfill when it comes to what makes
Drunk Ross, let's go.
a man, meaning that outside of biological physicality, masculinity can really apply to anything.
So outside of biological physicality, that I think the freaking AF spoken worded biological physicality too. We are in the upside down, inside out world.
that you really want it to be.
No, there's only 3 people here.
kinda short and
Nobody
sweet.
Well,
gets
that's
time out.
incredibly
No.
efficient, and you've shocked me with the efficiency. I appreciate.
Can you imagine being the moderator for this debate? His first comment was, "Thank you for your 1987 style webcam," and that was the best thing he could say. Exactly. Like, I just read my 15-second opening statement, and then he says, "You shocked me with your brevity." This poor guy, poor motherfucker. I mean, but the thing is, it wasn't even an utterance. It was a confused and confuddled utterance. But let's go.
I appreciate that. And the next part of the debate or the conversation is going to be, we're going to have just an opening. We're going to cut to a quick video from our sponsors. Why?
Yeah. I'm sure that Wise Wolf will soon be unsponsoring following this shit show. Oh my God, gets worse. It gets worse.
Start right about.
Because, okay, our buddy on the left-hand side of the screen cannot help but speak he just goes back and reads shit he already wrote. And Owlish has no idea what reality is. And our moderator wants to stab himself in the neck with a rusty spoon. And here we go.
Now.
Okay, so I'm kind of struggling to understand what your actual argument is. I wrote a couple of things down. You spoke a lot about toxic masculinity, uncivilized destruction.
No, he didn't. He didn't speak anything about that. You're making that up.
Pure masculinity. I mean, you seem to be not able to define masculinity in a kind of coherent way. So would you be able to kind of clarify that for me so I can
Oh, he'll try.
kind of recognize what your position actually is?
Well, actually, I defined it perfectly well enough, and it's simple.
I defined it perfectly well enough, and it's simple. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to reread the same script he wrote. Let's go. This is hilarious.
Form of complexity. It's just the basis of understanding the actual position of the actual debate that we're in. Masculinity isn't a crisis, but what type of crisis it is, because there's a few forms of a crisis in masculinity, because there's different types of crisis. I just have to.
Can we get like the Cliff Notes? Can we get like the Cliff Notes version, like the?
You can't do a Cliff. Yes, this is happening again.
Dotted like 1, 2, 3 version.
1, 2, 3 simple formatted. That would be.
Let me reread my paper.
I'm just trying to understand what is in. So what is it? All right, let me ask you, what is in crisis then? Can you define what is in crisis?
Masculinity. Let's go.
Specifically, and what you would do to change it. What is your prescriptive method of changing masculinity as it is right now?
Well, I don't.
I do a prosaic form of prescription. Let me riff on it for a minute. Scat. Let's go.
Don't create the term crisis. Crisis already stated as a definition that I wrote, which is basically unstableness, criticalness, statelessness, and it comes from failure due to an error.
He's
now,
rereading
there has
it.
to be a
He's
level
rereading it
of
right
consequences from every choice we make, especially when
He's rereading his fucking one-act play script that he wrote that no fucking child actor troupe would ever actually produce.
it's in the wrong one, especially we behave incorrectly, especially what does it bring forth? Especially we live in a world that is temporary. We know death is involved. We know suffering is involved. We know different types of suffering is involved. But that's also as effective as a masculine male, what is particular traits to me. Basically, we value as men strength, physicality, or more so of a way of more of a physical type of work that is masculine. But then also knowing that we are basically biology DNA twice as strong as a woman. So we're basically born into the situation, unlike a woman who's passive.
Biology DNA, we're basically born in a situation who has to be twice as strong as a woman. Okay.
Be feminine. Because a woman is born into this world, it doesn't have to be fully feminine.
Because a woman is born into this world, it does not have to be fully feminine. The fuck? I know, right? Thank God this is all just a simulation. Otherwise, I have to go commit.
As a man, doesn't have to be fully masculine. So
then
basically,
so why is it in crisis? If I'm confused as to why it's in crisis, then
because there's an imbalance. Because of the imbalance has become not what it was originally designed for.
Because the imbalance has become not the way it was originally designed for. What?
Male masculinity is supposed to be 2/3, and in combined.
Oh my God, male masculinity is supposed to be. This is as close as he gets to a positive claim, and it boggles the mind and shocks the senses. Male masculinity is supposed to be 2/3 and is combined. Let him cook.
with
2/3 of what?
one-third,
with
2/3
1/3.
of a fullness unity.
2/3 of a fullness unity. Male masculinity is supposed to be 2/3 combined with a fullness unity. Well, now I know. Thank God I know.
Of a fullness unity that we
Wait,
were
wait, no,
originally designed
hold
for.
on. 2/3.
With a fullness that we were originally designed to hold, that helps so much. Okay, good. I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad we're clarified now. We all got it. Okay, good. Moving now that we know, let's go forward.
Of what? Like, you can't just say a unity. Of what unity? What are we unifying?
We're unifying basically purpose and meaning and desire, a form of creation, because we are created.
We're unifying purpose, meaning, desire, and a form of creation. So much more clear now. Thank God it's not the 3/5.
Okay.
Technically, we are procreated beings because we did
You're
have
what?
lineage.
Wait,
We're basically created beings, but we are now basically from
how are we co-created if we're unifying these 8 different things? That's
procreation. We're procreated beings right now, but we
Okay.
come from an origination from original parents.
Don't do it. There's only 3 people here.
Okay, can we maybe focus on a specific issue that men are
Can we-
facing that is putting
please?
masculinity in crisis? Because we're talking about a lot of very abstract concepts that really can't be pinned down. We want a specific thing. So give
Hey, I made her Caribbean curry. I just have the roti is still rising, so you shouldn't have the full meal yet. But she's serving herself my delicious curry that's been cooked and procured over the last 2 days. It's a long process. It's delicious. It's the best curry you've ever had. The curry is mean? Oh, I'm mean. Why? Because I didn't make the roti yet? Oh, well, I don't know then. Womp womp. Bad Looodle. Thanks, Chapingros. Chapingros on your side. I don't know why you hate him. Don't. You can't say that.
situation that you feel and what do you think is in crisis? Like, your masculinity right now, are you feeling threatened?
The English fucking language is in crisis.
Yes,
What about it?
at the price for the results and outcomes, what it produces. For example,
Okay.
But she does it very badly. You know, you're right. And everybody would. She should have just like started reading Judith Butler. She's like, well, here's Judith Butler. Gender is not to masculine as it is with, right? The English fucking language is in. Hey, World Radio, how you doing, buddy? Why not talk to a female who doesn't identify as female about it? Good solution.
toxic masculinity produces abortion, divorce, suicide, murder, all different.
I think it's like a frenemy thing. I think it's like a So she's super pissed that during the first thing that during the Candace Owens thing I covered that you kept putting emojis in there, and so you got #1 in chat, and apparently she wanted to be #1 in chat. I never knew. So apparently she has animus to you now. I've told her you can't block Chapingo, you can't block Varian, you can't block Jason, you can't block Matt Budagatis. And so she's like, fine. So we just like, but she kind of got off on blocking all the Candace Owens simps who came in. So she got out of her system, but apparently she's back. No, Dr. Pookie doesn't hate you. Dr. Pookie competes with you. She wants to be #1 in chat. And apparently that means something. I don't even fucking know what's going on. It's backroom drama. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. For what are you ready for, child? To join? That you're gonna join? No. Well, hop on, kid. Well, then why are you coming out here? The kid said she wanted to join the chat. Then she's like, no, I don't want to anymore. All right. So back to the actual subject we're talking about here. Produce, abortion, divorce, suicide, murder, all different.
Forms a way of physical attachment that comes with the territory of being born in this world in the format that we have basically exists. Now,
Okay.
each particular
So
one,
toxic
masculinity. Yes, toxic masculinity. So basically something toxic has to be a form of a negative decay. That's basically our bodies are afflicted.
Yeah, leave Varian alone. Leave Varian alone. You cannot be #1. We will fight for #1. I can make like AI clip for that. We'll fight for #1 in Lewis chat. We'll do that.
In which it will end in death. So basically, either we're fortunate enough, we know we're going to grow in old age and just die.
Either we're fortunate enough, we know we'll grow old in old age. Okay.
Naturally, but that's still
Or as opposed to grow old in old age, or we'll die naturally. But that's still a form of
a decay. That's a form
of a decay. So that's still a form of decay.
of toxic. because we were born into a world not perfect in which we have everlasting, immortality. No, we're basically mortals.
So we don't have everlasting immortality. What the fuck is this even about?
And this is a form of masculinity that is toxic, that actually is afflicted on both genders. It's just a different way.
Wait, we're all mortals, so toxic masculinity is afflicted on both genders because we're all not immortal mortals? Oh, God.
Format. It's just what roles do we as an individual play, but then also acknowledging everything else involved.
Okay, I'm sorry to jump in as the moderator. Just give me 2 seconds here because...
You should have done that fucking 20 minutes ago, moderator. Jesus Christ.
Gabriel, masculinity is in crisis means you have to define masculinity.
Gabriel, speak. I mean, you're speaking English, but how about you speak English that makes sense?
You have to define crisis and show how they overlap.
No.
And so far, the fact that we're born into bodies that decay is, I guess, true in a sort of fortune cookie kind of way.
No.
Please define and
leave veering alone, Pookie. No food for you if you time veering out. No roti, no curry. No roti, no curry. You time veering out, no roti, no curry for you. I will throw it outside for the squirrels and the lizards to eat. Well, I can't do that because I'm not in the YouTube thing. So now, yeah, kick Shapingro. Try to kick Shapingro. See what happens.
Sorry to speak on behalf of Owlish, but define masculinity, define crisis, show how they're overlapped. Because otherwise, it's just two people. Well, Owlish is asking.
Two idiots talking in the wind. Okay, so now, okay, so here's the problem, and this is the same criticism. Okay, so the different thing is, so because all the people who are debating here have no idea what either of them are talking about, maybe by design, maybe by accident, okay? The moderator has to start debating both of them. So I will level the same criticism at our moderator here as I leveled at Erudite in the vid stream, except for the fact that Erudite did not need to do this. Like, this guy is on the Titanic and has a pump, and he's trying to pump as much water out as he can. He does more than a moderator should, but it's necessary at this point in time. Yep. So let the moderator cook. The moderator is the only actual debater in this round, which should not be that way, but it is.
Questions, and you are making abstract statements without much connection to our question. So please just do us a solid. Define masculinity, define crisis, show how they overlap.
Okay, define masculinity. Masculism is a state of belief.
He didn't say masculism. He said masculinity, son of a bitch.
Masculine is the type of male that we are.
Do you want me just to use my definition?
Masculine is the type of male that we are. Okay.
I mean, your definition is more known than the definition that I'm going to be providing, which I have.
Your definition is more known than the definition I'm going to be providing. Thank you.
Provided in my opening statement, which basically goes in detail.
We need to. Okay, so let me put it this way: we need to actually agree on a definition so that we're able to define it and actually put our points forward on that definition. So if we can agree upon a very concise definition, we can move forward with kind of
we are masculine. Let's go.
Whether or not it is in crisis or not. So let me go ahead and use my definition: the set of attributes, behaviors, and roles culturally and historically associated with boys and men, and in a socially constructed concept distinct.
Boys to Men was the band, not Boys and Men. Sorry. Yeah.
For biological sex. And I'm going to even break it down even more. It means based on what is happening in whatever time in history determines what is considered masculine. Can you say what?
Yeah, exactly. Her definition, it doesn't matter. And now she's, socially constructed, doesn't matter. Exactly. And the moderator, because the moderator comes in and like bats her down on this. So like, as much as the moderator shouldn't do this, in this case, like since there's no debate happening, why ought not the moderator have an actual debate with both contestants?
That's in crisis. Why socially constructed masculine beliefs are in crisis in an ever-changing time?
Due to the results and outcomes.
Due to the results and outcomes. It's so funny because he doesn't answer anything. He just befuddles her. Like it's perfect.
Which are leading towards unnecessary suffering, which is a form of death. We're suffering too much of a casualty in decline of boys and men.
We are suffering too much of a casualty in the decline of boys and men.
Or going through a failed sense of masculinity.
We're going through a failed sense of masculinity.
Basically a negative version of masculinity. that's getting them
That doesn't
toward.
answer my question.
Basically, a negative. No, you're right. It doesn't answer your question, and your question is also bullshit. But yes, he's not answering any. No questions will be answered this day.
So
I'll
again,
choose the.
You're not
Yes,
wrong.
please explain again.
so
Mushrooms on the left, speed on the right. We are currently suffering too much of a. Maybe it was a performative, like a thing. Like all of the masculinity who is watching this is currently suffering a casualty. So you proved your point, though you've lost the debate. Maybe that's the performative thing here.
I'll just go ahead and give my argument then, and then you can rebut it.
Go ahead. Agreed.
I'll give my argument, and you can rebut it. Okay, agreed.
Okay, so let me just give my argument, and then you can go ahead and argue against that. Masculinity being in crisis is a problem that men made for other men. Especially in the U.S. right now, we have this.
He seems like he's taking notes. At least he's moving his right hand around the screen. I'm not sure he's taking notes. He might just be like moving his hand around on a screen. Yep. He's like, I better start moving my right hand right now.
Incel culture, which, I mean, that's constructed by men. You can't really have a masculinity in crisis if socially it's just something abstract anyway. So,
Okay, so my question is: does masculinity affect women and girls?
in what sense?
Owlish, that was the easiest layup you ever had. This motherfucker has not said a single coherent sentence. He asked you a coherent question you can dunk on. Why are you dodging?
In the same sense as men and boys.
In the same sense as men and boys,
okay.
I don't know. Like I said, it's a
You
social.
can't, okay, you asked him the question in what sense? And he gets to go back to his rhetoric of the same sense of men and boys and men and black. Right? Answer the, so the thing is, she is so cagey and dodgy in her debate style. It plays into his not knowing anything. It's like the blind leading the blind and feeding the blind like birdseed. This is extra.
Constructed thing, you would have to kind of explain to me how a socially constructed thing can be in crisis, because especially since
Construct. Okay, socially
right.
construct.
So in
Socially construct. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. This is so great.
let me give you an example. And this is an example I used during my opening statement. In Thailand, there's a completely different
He didn't listen to your opening statement. Don't worry about it.
construct of what gender norms are. Right. So you have men who act very feminine.
You have lady boys. Just say lady boys. It's okay to say lady boys. Thailand, there's lady boys. People go there to meet the lady boys. Lady boys are okay. It's a social construct, right?
And that's considered masculine, right? To them, it is.
I don't think lady boys consider themselves masculine, Owlish. I think you might want to fix that going forward.
Or if I even go back in history, during the medieval times, men were very
During the medieval times in Kennesaw, Georgia, the fucking Green Knight and the Red Knight with a turkey drumstick and a fucking gallon of ale. During the medieval times.
very, very concerned about fashion. They wanted to be in high fashion, which is not considered something masculine in modern times. So what?
Okay, so the high
What the fuck are you talking about, Owlish?
fashion thing is so high fashion in that type of civilization, according to
Exactly. Yeah, paying. These are not the droids you're looking for. These are not the lady boys you're looking for.
those men that behave in that manner, especially their activities. Tragically, they're wrong.
Behaved in that manner, especially their activities. Like this guy's like a walking thesaurus for redundancy. It's great.
In a sensible form of a way that they may have done it overly too much. I mean, there's a certain level.
I'm not asking you whether or not you liked it. I'm asking you whether or not it was in crisis.
He didn't say he liked it. What the fuck?
Or like what makes it a crisis? Like, were they in a crisis when they were dressing in whatever medieval attire or, post-modern attire?
So there's certain things that are off limits to men due to.
There are certain things that are off limits to men due to. Let's hear it.
To situational circumstances that it could.
Due to situational circumstances. If there are certain things that are off limits to men, they are not based on situational circumstances. They're based on absolute principles.
Veer off into destructive outcomes.
What do you mean alcohol?
To veer off situational. Exactly. There are certain things that are off limits to men, like situational circumstances that prohibit them from birthing babies. The thing is, Owlish would disagree with that. Owlish would say, no, men can't have babies. Owlish is a birthing person and would vehemently oppose that characterization. And that's why this is so hilarious. That's like 1/8 of why this is so hilarious.
Well, first of all, high fashion. When you focus too much on high fashion, it becomes your world to the point that you neglect your masculinity. Therefore,
no. This was masculine. This was masculine.
Well, according to them, in their terms of belief, which
how dare you misgender them? Them. What do you mean them?
Also becomes from masculism. But what happened when that masculism is actually wrong? That instead of force, they should have been being persuaded.
Because of force, the guys wearing high heel shoes should have been swayed. Like wearing suede? Oh my God.
Weighted with the actual truth that we are designed this particular way and not that particular way.
Okay, so you're saying that.
So we've been timed this way and not that way. Oh my God.
Actually, I don't really understand what you're saying. So I'm not really getting a straight answer out of you right now. So
don't worry, nobody understands. No, that's what he's saying. He's just not saying that like, no, that's his argument. I agree. Like he's making a cogent argument, but he's like veering off his own way as he's doing. Oh, you're right.
Are we
good? Hey, fucking amen.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give another point. So in modern times, would you say that men and women who do the same sports, such as men who do Olympics men who compete in Olympics, they do gymnastics?
This is so fucking stupid. This is the most stupid argument ever. Like, why the fuck this was all pre-written? I think Owlish pre-cans everything, and it doesn't matter what her opponent says or their opponent, his, her, them, theirs, their opponent says. They read the same shit. This has nothing to do with anything, and he'll buy it. Don't worry.
They do ice skating. They do swimming, which are generally the same sports that women do. Are there masculine? Is there?
Okay, but there are men and women's categories of both swimming and ice skating. There is women's shooting in the Olympics. There is a women's hockey team in the Olympics. This is a dumb fucking point.
Masculinity in crisis.
Well, I mean, the environment is a sport, which is a competition in which they are.
The environment is a sport, is a competition in which
separated unless they actually allow.
Okay, I'm gonna need a yes or no answer. I'm gonna need a yes or no answer. One more.
Your question is nonsensical. Right. Right.
Word, please. Yes or no?
Can you do that?
Okay. Are men who do things like compete in gymnastics in the Olympics, swimming, or ice skating considered unmasculine? Is their masculinity in crisis? Yes or no?
No.
Based. Fucking based. Way to fucking keep it to one word answer. Just say no to everything she says. You'll be good.
No. Okay. So their masculinity is not in crisis, even though they compete in the same. Because why?
It's a sport. The environment is different. It's a competition. That's different environment.
See, this is what pisses me off about everything else he said is like he can intelligently respond to a question and answer it succinctly. So I think he's LARPing the whole rest of the time. No, her question is incoherent, and he's calling her out on that, which makes me believe that there's some reason that he's like LARPing the rest of the debate because he can actually respond to a question. Like he's not autistic. Like, exactly.
Okay, so it's a different environment. So you feel like they're masculine, even though they're engaging in what many would describe as unmasculine behavior.
Okay, if I was debating against her, I would run an internal critique on her, they, them, him, whatever at this point in time, right? So you're saying everything is a social construct, right? She would have to say yes. All right. So now you're saying that the social construct that you're creating makes people masculine or emasculine. Yes. And now at the same time, you're arguing that people who compete in a sport that is both male and female gymnastics, you're using that to define what masculinity is or isn't. There is no way that your definition of masculinity based upon their competition in a sport can make sense with your own internal definition of social construct at this point. So if someone was going to debate Owlish in the future, look for an internal critique on her own definition of masculinity and how she applies it. Or they apply it, whatever.
Right. So society kind of moved in such a way that men competing in ice skating, for
Thanks,
example,
Fisco.
is now considered a masculine sport, whereas previously in early America, it perhaps wasn't.
Okay, let me make sure the point of internal critique like drives home here. Okay, is she saying the entirety of gender is a social construct? Masculinity and femininity are both social constructs. So there's no such thing as masculine or feminine ex nihilo, out of nothing, right? Those things are social constructs. And then within her own framework, she's trying to use the fact that men and women compete in the same sport, though not against each other, to prove that these men who do the same things as women do are emasculine. If it's all a social construct, right? Then everything she's arguing right now cannot be true by her own definition. There is a valid internal critique that shows that by the same argument she's showing right now, her own definition of the social construction fails. So you could run that.
Definitely a culture type of thing that it could easily sway one way or another.
Okay, so then we can agree that being that societal norms kind of drive what masculinity is or isn't, then how can we argue that? How can you argue that it's in crisis if it changes based on?
I tagged her in it. I tagged Owlish. I tagged her. I mean, she had the opportunity to be here. I'm not saying that she's not here because she couldn't be here. I'm just saying I tagged her, so she could be here. And if she wants to hop, I can review. I can review the thing with her. I'd love to.
Next time. And particular areas, yes and no. But we need to look at the totality of everything. We need to look at the entire.
In particular areas, yes and no. But we need to look at the totality. Outside of yes and no, what the fuck else is the totality, brother? Tell me.
Table, because these are just luxury additions like sports. No, we're dealing with like real humanity, real world, non-luxury. We need to survive masculinity, old school type of way of living. But because of the
no luxury, old school type of way masculinity, we need to, okay, everybody who's out there, like we're fucking making a song about the dark side, put that down for our lyrics. We're making a fucking song about this. Masculinity, old school, dark side type of way of living. Let's fucking go.
Form of prosperous, we get luxuries. I mean, different scales in today's society. I mean, we have the wealthy, the rich, the fair. Then you have the unfair, the poor, and poverty. Different scales of masculinity tends to affect different.
I'm missing the fair. I'm missing the unfair. I'm missing the poverty. Different scales of masculinity.
Types of level which the individual's on, but then also the groups of individuals and the era of time. By the way.
Okay, would you agree that? So you mentioned nature, right? You're kind of okay. So would you agree that in nature, men or male and female have different roles, such as male penguins protect the eggs, male birds are the most colorful and must be the most attractive, and
what the actual fuck is going on? Would you agree that in nature, men have men, the penguins,
female hyenas will adapt, women, and lionesses do all the hunting, is they don't have the same standard. So
they're made for those environments. We're different creatures comparing to them, and they have their specific design for whatever they are behaving with their environment.
Right. But
that's actually a good response. Good response. Yeah. Yep. And it's not going well because every word means like 6 other words with like a Baptist Southern minister presentation of.
We're animals, aren't we?
Yes, but a different scale.
I don't know what different scale means.
Basically, all the examples that you.
Well, if you don't know what scale means, that's your problem.
Gave of those different creatures, they behave those types of ways because that's what they were.
The differentiation here is cognitive thought and rational thinking versus instinct. Animal instinct versus cognitive thought. I'm not sure if anybody in this debate is operating on cognitive thought or not, but we'll just go.
Designed for that environment. We're different as humans, as male and female.
You're gonna have to define different because we're both all biological. We're all biologically.
You're not a fucking lion. We're fucking different. Jesus Christ.
Animals. We're all mammals.
Correct, but how are we designed is also how we behave, but especially how far do our attributes really relate towards each other?
Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Not V. Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, okay. I think Virian's trying to construct the most logical argument here. Like, Virian is a puzzle solver, and they're solving the puzzle. And there's a puzzle. There are pieces here. It's like a spoken word puzzle. It's very complex. It's like a 4D Rubik's Cube that Varian's putting together. And Owlish is over here saying like, well, what about male penguins? They sit on eggs. Well, what about them? Which is uncompelling to me. What about the male penguins?
I mean, we're basically
Brian, what about the male penguins, Brian?
The top of the food chain at the moment. And we behave differently than comparing to other animals, though they may feel emotions, which is
because don't admit that animals have emotions. We have cognitive thought. No, she's reading all her pre-planned points and they don't land. So now they are scrambling and they don't scramble well. They do not scramble as well as the penguin eggs the male penguin apparently sits on.
Self-evident during,
Just wrap up in a second. We have just maybe 30 more seconds if you could finish up.
Okay, I'll just keep it simple.
Please, God.
Every environment and the creatures are designed for those environments, and especially our interactions basically reflect.
So, let me just reply real quick. So it seems
the creatures are designed for their environments and especially our interactions.
And let me just conclude. So it seems as if that masculinity itself can't be in crisis because it's driven by biological and environment. So it can't be in crisis.
And may God have
driven
mercy
by
on your
whatever environment you're in,
souls.
right? So I guess the conclusion is that masculinity is not in crisis.
Technically,
And,
the opposite can be true, and it is true, and it's proven to be true because the outcome
The
results
opposite-
literally defines masculinity is literally suffering right now because we don't even.
Wait. That is not true, and the opposite can be true, and it can be true because masculinity is literally suffering right now.
know what type of masculinity that we even should side on. Toxic, gentle, physical, like.
What type of masculinity do we side on? Toxic, gentle, physical, all like? Oh, God.
It's self-evident to the point that even what I just said in the beginning of everything that happened.
Toxic, physical, mental, it's self-evident. You gave 4 options, so apparently it's not self-evident, brother.
Announced displays that.
All right, so let's wind up there, and I suppose I have a couple of questions for both participants. And Owlish, you said that masculinity is a set of attributes associated with men that's distinct from biological sex. Would you say that there are attributes of masculinity that are wound into biological sex, or is it 100% a social construct?
There are some aspects that can be tied biologically. Obviously men are stronger biologically than females. But this doesn't really play a role.
All right, just real quick. As a member of the chat asked us to do, let me share something this may lend some clarity to the debate. We shall stop that one. Look at my ugly mug and add something back in that may add some clarity to the debate. Well, if I charging my attack. All right.
What you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right, now we've done that, let's go back to the debate. You missed what our lovely friend there in Happy Gilmore just summed up. Hey, chat, fill them in as best you can. I think they'll get where we're going after they watch 30 seconds of this shit. So that's actually, so the whole problem here is, right, is like the cross-examination by the moderator should not happen, but at this point in time, it kind of fucking needed to, because nobody was saying anything about anything, and so it kind of needed to happen. All right, let's go back to the thing. Boomer, 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 charging my attack. All right. Woof. Let's go. You've missed logical crisis, linguistic crisis, cultural crisis, American crisis, femininity crisis, masculine crisis, penguins. The penguins are literally in crisis right now. pure, unadulterated crisis.
Too much. I'm trying to think like if there are any male attributes that would be like social masculinity that would apply. I guess I can say that like besides crossover and perhaps men working more jobs that require physical labor, such as like construction and jobs like construction basically, woodworking and tree cutting down, whatever that is. I guess there really isn't any biological
and tree cutting down, whatever that is. I'm so glad you researched your points. And tree cutting down, whatever that is. That's almost spoken word poets too. And the windmills.
difference.
And the windmills.
There's a biological difference. There's no social difference because they can behave in the same way socially.
And the tree cutting down thing. Don't forget the tree cutting down thing.
Sorry, I'm a little confused. So over the course of human history, of course, when it has come to wartime, in general, it has been through pretty much all cultures, men who fight the wars and so on. Would you say that would have an effect on masculine tendencies?
No, because fighting a war doesn't necessarily mean that you're more masculine. There is no real connection between masculinity and war, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Oh, because Varian, it's all just a social construction. Get it?
Yeah, because in general, wars are fought by men.
That doesn't make it masculine. That's just what.
No, if it's only men who do it, that makes, by definition, that would be.
If you weren't confused right now, you should be put in an insane asylum. Like if you were like, oh, I understand everything that's going on here, you should be committed on the spot.
In the realm of masculinity, wouldn't it?
No, because men also only, I don't know, have. I'm trying to think.
I mean,
I don't know.
Something that if something that only men do historically.
You're trying to think, and you're not doing well. So the whole point is like for the first time, Owlish just asked the question. Maybe the moderator shouldn't have done it. That's fine. But at this point in time, the debate is so much not a debate. I give him much more grace than I give Erudite because Erudite had people who were talking points. And then Erudite made her own argument. At this point in time, nobody's making an argument. And now we're going, yeah, that's basically where we're at. Let's go, V. Translate for us. Translate for us.
Has nothing to do with masculinity, then I can see why the definitions are a little tricky.
Right, but women also like fight in war, especially now. So does that mean that masculinity?
A man can only do what a man can do. We've learned that, if nothing else, this debate. It's a man can do. Masculinity is a crisis between the feminine and the oppression and the subliminal messaging of the government, which is not a government, but might be a government.
Is no longer reserved for men.
Well, but we're talking an evolutionary, over the last million years. Of course, some women fight in wars now, but generally not in the front lines and generally not to the same degree that men do because of these 80-pound packs and the heat and all of that sort of stuff. So evolutionarily speaking, men tended to fight other men. And of course, evolutionarily speaking, throughout most of our unspeakable history, so to speak.
A man can do what a man can do. What was that? A man's got to do what a man's got to do. Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog citation. Let's go.
Women were disabled by pregnancy and raising children and then raising grandchildren and so on, and therefore were less available for that kind of violent aggression in terms of protecting borders, which is what the male lines are doing while the females are hunting, sort of protecting the borders. So sorry, go ahead.
Would you also say that men are more emotionally volatile since they are the ones that start all the wars? Since they put themselves in that situation?
All the wars.
That's such a stupid question. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Right. So if men are more emotionally volatile, they're the ones that are causing the conflict. They have to go fight the wars, right? Or is that masculine to be emotionally unstable and emotionally volatile to the point where
this is such a three. Yep. Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. This is such a dumb question. There were three premises that were already assumed in the question. If our buddy here, Gabriel Garcia, did logic, this would be dissembled really quickly.
they can't come to a conclusion on something non-violently?
Well, because he's the founder of the Feast of World War Debate. This is the guy who made World War Debate, and to his credit, he moderated. This was the first debate that happened. He moderated it, and then after it went to shit in a handbag, he was like, "Nope, I need new moderators now. We can't do this anymore." So after he realized what a dumpster fire this was, he gracefully stepped out from doing it again.
Well, I'm sure you're aware of the data that more female rulers start wars than male rulers do.
Not necessarily. If
I'm not necessarily aware of the data, or you're contesting the data. Owlish, step up, girl.
if there's one female and one male, and the woman wants to compromise with the
If there's one female and one male, then they're probably going to have beautiful babies, I would hope.
male doesn't, who's starting the war in that situation?
So females can't start. If there's a male and a female, then the female can't start the war. Gabriel's just sitting here like eating gummies or like gooning. I don't know what he's doing right now, but not engaging with the debate. I'll tell you that much.
Could you give me an example?
I mean, people can look that up on the fly, but there's tons of examples.
Moderator, if you the first fucking fundamental principle of lawyering in cross-examination is do not ask a question you do not have the answer and the evidence to provide to prove your answer. So I love you, founder of World War Debate. Glad you're here. Glad you're doing this. But also, if you don't have the fucking answer, do not ask the question. Be like, oh, people can look it up. Oh, there we go. Hey, Scotty fucking solved the equation. Thank God. Here it is.
I mean, Elizabeth I in Elizabethan England was quite aggressive in many ways. So given, and even if we say, okay, men are more aggressive and more volatile, that would be something because the men who were more pacifist would tend to get taken over by men who were more volatile, and therefore male volatility and aggression and so on would have to increase in order for their genes of the local tribe to survive. And it would seem to me that that would have an effect long-term on masculinity in terms of just needing that level of direct size and strength and aggression to survive the inevitable predations of, you can say other men, but it's still a sort of fact of life that men in general need to be larger, physically stronger.
You can say other men, you can say other women, you can say other trannies, you can say other thems, other zers, other theys. Scotty Doo!
More aggressive and with a greater capacity for violence, evolutionarily speaking, of course, morally.
Actually, hey, Scotty, I'm actually going to make a clip of the Dr. Evil Scotty Doo. So whenever you hop in, I'm going to cut to a Scotty Doo thing. It's coming. I'm working on it this weekend.
We want that to be different in the present, and I completely agree with that. We want it to be different. But it just seems to me, if you believe in evolution, and I think that you do, and of course tell me if you don't,
Yes.
but if you were to believe in evolution...
I mean, if you don't believe in evolution, then how the fuck do you have a position? Because that was your argument. So that's also waste of time. Carrying on.
You would say that these very different pressures on evolution in terms of women in general taking care of babies and toddlers and young children, and men, the hunting and fighting and battling and scouting and being invaded and invading others and so on for the scarce resources that characterize most of our evolution. I think those two pressures would produce some differences in, general brain structure and personality interest. And of course, there's a wide variety of male and female characteristics. I'm just talking, because zoom out sort of in the main, wouldn't you think that these sort of two evolutionary pressures to nurture and to care for versus to fight and sometimes kill, that would produce some generally different characteristics over 1 million plus years?
I find it to be kind of strange that men would evolve primarily to fight and to kill. We're at the top of the food chain. Why would we need to do that?
What do you mean? I mean, because
I'm sorry, do
men
women
out there who will fight and kill.
Right, but so women.
Yeah, Gabriel, you can take it over from here. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious because I'm not sure if we're talking about pure social construction, and yes, some men wore high heels, but those were the high-class men. The slaves weren't wearing high heels, so there's tons of men below.
Right, exactly. That's why it's social.
So I'm trying to figure out if we're talking about a pure social construct or if there's any biological basis to masculinity. And sorry, Gabriel, I'll let you take it from here.
Okay, yes, it has to be a true form of what you just stated that has to lead to what was the entire point. So I like to go back to the whole war thing in which men started all the wars. Basically, they had their reasons why. That has to be logical to even put any life, and even their own, at stake. Women basically turned to their strength, which is manipulation, which is obviously more superior than the physical, their nature, which obviously we would know that men are usually should be by design twice as strong as the woman, but also the woman is also twice, I would say, more designed emotionally, since that's what they're, yes.
Okay, so are men not able to fight and kill as they were prior in history, during history? Have they lost the ability to fight and kill?
Son of a bitch!
Well, I mean, there's a difference between killing and murdering. To me, there has to be a level.
I'm not asking, no. See, I'm not asking for a difference. Have men lost the ability to fight and kill in war?
I'm yelling at my wife from the freaking bathroom. I went to go pee. And she said she just kicked somebody out. She said she kicked Varian out, but Varian's still here. I was 3 rooms away in the bathroom yelling at Pookie not to kick people out. She's like, well, I kicked Varian out. I'm like, don't kick Varian out. So I was literally, let me be real with you right now. I was taking a pee in the little boys' room, and I'm like, Okay, how's it going? And she's like, I just kick people out. I was like, what? Don't kick people out. Well, I'm like taking a pee. I'm like, you can't kick people. And so then she said she kicked Varian out. I'm like, no, don't kick Varian out. And then she's like, well, I don't know who I kicked out. I'm like, well, who'd you kick out? So now I guess Chase is on the case. Who the fuck did she kicked somebody out? Who was it? Pookie. You didn't kick Darkside. Darkside, are you still here? Darkside. Did you kick Darkside out? She meant to kick Varian out, but she might have kicked Darkside out. Darkside. Hello, can you hear me? Darkside, it was all an accident. Oh God, let's keep going.
Question. Right. So if they have not lost the ability to fight and kill in war, nothing's in crisis because it seems as though we're maintaining the status quo.
Did they lost the ability to make peace?
No, because they.
So who did you kick out? That's fair. No, no, that's fair. Did you just like fake kick somebody out? She was very proud she kicked somebody out. He says Varian, obviously not Varian. Who did you kick out, love? No retributive kicking out. We're not doing that now. I don't even know what that means. And yet we love them. And yet we love them.
Always been in conflict. That's been the entirety of human nature. The entirety of human history has been.
Wrong. That's a lie.
Wrong.
It's not a lie. The entirety of human history is basically carved out by war and conflict.
You're telling me.
Yeah. Okay. The entirety of human history has been carved by war and conflict. Yes. So.
At any point in two civilization, neighbors never been friends, never had a peace treaty. Actually, never broken until what? A certain
in two civilization neighbors. Wrong.
line of generations, someone you got upset with their neighbor and then started conflicted. No, neighbors can surely have peace treaties and actually uphold it. It just have anything in between, like a woman who uses manipulation to get one over the other, or a neighboring nation who hates both parties and see them in unify and then devises a plan, not with physicality, but of mental warfare. So there's a different type of masculinity.
That's why I think this is important, not within physicality, but within a different type of masculinity, masculine warfare. This is a performance piece. Like this guy should be like the guy who dresses up as a fucking like gold painted Statue of Liberty on the New York subways and like dances around and says random shit. He'd make good money there.
That is one of physical, but then one is also mental. It has to be go in sync with each other, or there's a lapse in between. But then that's
okay. So is that changed?
Mental coinsanguinity or the lapse in between. Jesus.
Have we been able to come to a treaty or come to an agreement on anything? Have we ever?
Yes, there are. The Sykes-Picot, Treaty of Versailles, fucking like he has so many responses to this that he doesn't do. Have we ever been able to come to a treaty? No, never.
Changed, and today are we still in war consistently? Because it seems as though.
Okay, so I would say this: just because
nobody even knows. No, I mean it's up to interpretation. It's like a spoken word performance piece. Like it's like he's the guy spray painting himself gold, or is dressed like Michael Jackson on the New York subway begging for money. That's where we're at.
Announce a civil war doesn't mean it cannot become an uncivil war. Or I have straight up lied to you, and it is a uncivil war to me. But
an uncivil war. Oh my god, an uncivil. Oh, this is. Let's let it play. Or they straight up lie to you. It's an uncivil war to me, but it's a civil war to you. He's using these words in the terms they don't actually mean. Oh my God, let's go.
To you, I told you it's a civil war. That means I will play under these rules and regulations when in fact.
I told you it's a civil war. That means I will play under these rules and regulations when in fact you think it's an uncivil war and you won't. What the fuck?
I never did. Or I do place in these rules and regulations, but I'm just more superior than you. So they're just, and also the whole goal is to have civil peace and not an uncivil peace. So there's a difference.
I'll ask the question again. Have men,
Thank God she didn't say Allah Akbar.
and I'll ask it in a different way, have men physically or emotionally changed in any way throughout history that they are unable to fight or stop or start conflict? And is it in crisis now if it has changed?
Yes,
In crisis now, if it has changed, there would have been such a clean win for her, them, they, if they weren't so bad. But he's worse.
technically, yes, with a miracle of a man who's a male that is outside of
Technically, the miracle of a man who's a male that is outside. Dark side, I hope you're getting this. We need this song lyrics. Technically, yes, with a miracle of a man who's a male that is outside of.
basically that was integrated through humanity from an outside source, and that's literally one man has to be Christ Jesus that literally identified in this situation. But then also literally
Dark side, I can't wait. Let's make beautiful music together. Let's fucking go.
persuades people for peace and not to kill nor murder, to actually define in his teachings that is basically persuasive and actually endearment and honor.
And not to kill nor murder, which is basically persuasive in his teachings and actually endearing and determining honor and
basically grace, in which forgiving your neighbors. Yeah.
And basically grace and forgiving your neighbors.
Tell two people who are at war with each other to have peace after all the transgressions that transpired with each other, to let that go. But that's the teaching. Let it go. Have peace and move forward. That's just,
okay,
yes.
so
let it go. Let it go.
So I'm confused. Are you saying what is in crisis now? Because
crisis now,
this debate is in crisis.
Sorry, I really do feel that we need to figure out what the crisis is. And Gabriel, you sort of mentioned earlier things like,
I mean, if I was him right now, I'd be like, I think the crisis is this debate. Do you want to sort it out or not? Competitors go.
Suicide and depression and certain healthcare issues that are more specific to men, of course, prostate issues and other things like that, maybe underfunded relative to some female issues. Can you talk a little bit about the difference?
So he brought prostate issues, and our homeboy over here is like bobbing his head. He's like, "Yup, my prostate exam recently sucked."
Difficulties that men are having that show up in the data, because I think the more we focus on data, the more
it is double, triple, no. One reason the definition was the encumbrance of the encumbrance from the people who love the people who don't love the people, and transcendence in the incendence of the divine will. That's will and subjectivity, which is objective. That was the definition, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chipingro.
Conversation tends to be.
Understood. So the data dictates that men, due to their environment, depending on how they're raised, but also interactions and their afflictions that they have.
Their interactions and their inflictions. Yup. That's literally where we're at. Yup.
Basically been endured, whether it be physically in combination with mental.
Yes.
They have to take a form of a survival state and mentality.
That was a quote from his opening statement. The subjectiveness of the objectivity. Yes, that was actually said. I think it's a performance piece. Well, yeah, I think the subjectivity of the objectivity, or the subjectiveness of the objectivity, would by definition have to be a transcendental definition. Whether it makes sense or not is anybody's guess. But I think to be a definition, that would have to be transcendental, because it would have to transcend everybody's current knowledge of language, meaning, and words. So you're not wrong.
Which basically, masculinity is a mental state. But also,
I need you to focus on the data. Not masculinity is mental state, is not data. Because I'm sure you have this data because you've been in the space for a while. Like what's
wait. Did you make that? Is it in Discord right now? Are you my spirit animal right now? For real? You did that? Let me pull it up. I'm sorry. I muted Discord because of the... Oh my God. Oh my God. I might be the happiest... What was that guy? Was it Lou Gehrig? Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to download them so I can share them. Oh, this is great. Version 2 or version 1? Best version. What do you think? Version 1 first? We can do both. I'm down. Yeah, exactly. Shapiro, let's fucking go, brother. Okay, we'll do one first. Okay. I'm a boomer, so if I fuck this up, I suck. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Oh, it's not a video file, it's an audio file. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to open it in boomer, 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 boomer. I'm not a boomer, but I act like one because I'm half retarded, and that's okay. All right, so open it Windows Media Player. Oh my god. Okay, so now I have to. Okay, I think I know how to do this. If I fuck this up, I apologize. Stop the screen, share the window, or share the window. Window, media player. So it's going to be less. All right. Everybody, when I do that, it makes it weird, though. Okay, I can. Okay. Well, if this doesn't work, I'll do that, okay? So let me know if everybody, real quick, let me know if you can hear this. Can everybody heard that? Can everybody hear that? Yes or no? I'm sharing the audio. Son of a bitch. Okay, fine. Okay. Sorry. It's a learning process. So I'm going to add it to. I'm going to add. All right. So that's fine. So the problem here, we're gonna work this together as a team because we are a team here, if nothing else. So I have the audio file I've downloaded, right? So all right. So I'm gonna. Okay. Cool. So let me do this. Let me make sure it works. We're gonna leave the studio. That all. All right. I have a high probability that it will work. So like every time I leave the studio and come back in, everything works now. So we're gonna share the screen. We're gonna share the window. We're gonna share the media player that has it. Blah blah blah. Okay. So now I'm going to make sure. Yeah, it's up there. All right. Please let me know if you can hear this. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. I'm gonna turn the volume up all the fucking way. If your eardrums get blown out, I don't give a fuck. Y'all hear that? Please say yes. Please say you heard that. Don't troll me. Did you hear that? Okay, I'll turn up. I can turn up more. All right. But really? All right. Here's okay. Yeah, you bet. 100%. Fucking dark side. Come on in. Wait, no, not that. I boomered that too. Fuck my life. Dark side. Come on. I've listened to this. This is fucking great. All right. Dark side. Strong side. Let's fucking go. Hey, Dark Side, pleasure to see you again.
Yeah.
You do fucking great work. It's fucking great.
Right.
I'm just like fucking do on my tax return boomerang.
It's okay. I can do it from over here, and
Right.
then a different time,
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do everything.
All right, cool. Yeah, when we talk about the Jesus stuff, you can teach me that too.
Hold on. Let me grab mine. I have to open mine.
No, you're fine.
All right, this is the first one.
All right, I'm gonna stop that other screen sharing so you have the floor.
All right, so Minimize.
This should be fucking great.
Close.
I heard a bit of it. And I was laughing my ass off.
Whole window. Hold on. Up.
Yes, Darkseid and I have a pending Jesus stuffed conversation. Don't worry about it. We got this.
And share. Okay. Hide. Back to StreamYard. Got
Damn.
it. Now you have to add it to the stage.
Well, I can do that. It's a fucking. I can click add to stage. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Add to stage.
All right. Here we go.
This
Now
will
get
work
fucking ready.
like I'm fucking ready.
Greetings to all I have heard. Masculinity is in a crisis. In other words, as a question, is masculinity in a crisis? Yes. Now, how did I reach this conclusion? Problem solving the crisis, forced masculinism. And the problem is toxic masculinity, while the cure is sway masculism. And the solution is gentle masculinity. Now, by asking the correct questions, how and why masculinity is in a crisis, a truly pure answer may be established for what is a crisis of uncivilness and criticalness through statelessness by failure. Due to
It's about to get hot. Just wait.
This is already hot. Oh my god.
Urgency.
We need to actually cut a video on this in the future, like, and we'll put it out. With top 40 Billboard, we got this shit for real.
Even exists an ideal masculinity come from a real masculism belief, a form creation of state, sex, and being gender through design, environment by nature's reflection within masculinity, faith, a form intent of expected union and hope, desire through ideas, blueprint by reality, structure through realities in our heart and out of mind. Masculine works, a frame, form, time of power, space, and strength, matter through physical image by mental likeness, unified by sexisms, physicality, and genderisms, mentality of full material away, ways in truth, or through life or death by image of a soul and by likeness in the spirit. That was complicated, but this is simple. A pure masculinity exists by understanding humanity's nature through seeing mankind as being a real idea. Now, to defend how and why masculinity is in a crisis. The how is simply complicated, but simply speaking, due to humanity's failed religious leaders and mankind's of all nations, followers, both religious and political, are functioning on the wrong type of masculinism's belief is forced. Incorrect masculinity. Faith is toxic through masculine's work is manipulated by sexism's error is uncivilized and genderism's failure is destructive for unnecessary suffering causes effective death, evidence of a willing crisis and a willful masculinity through the free or paid choice by own will. Now the question is why? Whose choice and will? What problem solving? Humanity's choice of unnecessary suffering and mankind's will end up. This proves 100% masculinity's in a crisis and an urgent call to correct and resolve with the best and not better solution for all evidence is towards through unnecessary suffering. Chosen outcomes resulted by toxic.
Oh my god, this is perfect.
Crisis identifies examples as suicide, abortion, divorce, lie, murder, kill, assault, force, manipulate, corrupt religion, corrupt nation, corrupt being used and abused, and many more self-evident that would have been avoided, but chosen.
Would have been avoided.
And rebellion's defiance through masculinity's toxicity by victims' reality. Full knowingly or non-knowingly.
Unknowingly.
Depending on situational circumstances, proven by statistical data, real testimony and objectivism, subjectivity in subjectivity. This disorder in chaos crisis. True nature is also at times masquerading as chaos and order's cure. Non-crisis. A false nature is a reflection.
False nature is a reflection.
Being destroyed in mankind's force. Manipulation is masculinity through an illusion or delusion. Directly towards to slavery's freedom of choice.
Towards slavery's freedom of choice.
Design. offer the cure solution for a wage act of sequential choice. And so in repercussions, do wreaking ramifications by heritage, judgment, reward, punishment, and life or death. For humanity's mankind, living
Humanity's mankind.
purpose and meanings desired by a correct type of masculinity. Correct type of masculism. Masculinity.
Correct type of
To
masculine.
exist with the correct type of feminisms and femininity.
And feminine.
One.
And that is one. What up?
Precise exact measurement through sire's affection by love's grace.
Oh my God, he's whispering it.
Sire rose within and thereof throughout his positive arrangement by ways masculism. True masculine, pure sexism, male and female.
And
Good genderism's identity expression as a societal roles, not a negative arrangement, nor opposite, nor separate, nor temporary.
What?
this is fucking like, this could go top 40, like right fucking now. Dark Side, thank you so much. This is fucking
You're
brilliant.
welcome.
Oh my God, I think I want to, so what I want to do, I mean,
You want the second one?
oh yeah, fucking,
I sent you the second one.
yeah, I have it, but I can't.
Okay,
apparently
so
I
here,
suck.
so here,
here's the
so
second. All right, let's fucking go.
share
I'm
your,
go-
share your. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Okay, I'll remove
Um,
this one, right?
And then share your StreamYard screen with me.
How?
Share your just.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know how to do that.
Yeah, so
Hey,
I can
kiddo,
show
kiddo,
you where to
come
go.
say hi. She saw you before. Come say hi to her friend. It's Dark Side. Say hi, kiddo.
Hi.
That's the second oldest. She's hanging out today. All right, so share my screen and share my entire screen. No, share my Windows screen, StreamYard screen, right?
Yes.
All right. Now you see what
Okay.
we are in the inception.
I'm gonna. Okay, so go over to media assets on the right.
Oh, there you go.
Uh-huh. Scroll down
Okay.
all the way.
All the way.
More music. Add more
Yep.
music.
Yep.
Add music.
Uh-huh.
And then the one we haven't listened to is Gentle Masculinity 1.
2 or 1. Okay, got it. All right.
And then it'll upload.
Okay.
And then as soon as it's
it's
done,
processing?
you can hit play.
Cool. I can like exit
But
the
yeah, don't share your screen, because if you share your screen while you play the music in your StreamYard, the audio will double.
or
it's
triple
retarded.
or quadruple maybe. Like we're like in
it's
the
crazy.
dream within the dream within the dream right now.
Yeah, it's crazy looking.
Right? All right. So,
So
now
stop-
I need to stop sharing.
share. Yep.
So stop, remove that one.
Yep.
And then go back to the media
Make sure
assets.
that make sure you stop, like you remove
Okay.
it completely. Even from like backstage.
Like kill it entirely.
Yeah.
It's like stop screen. Okay, cool.
Yep.
And now I want to
Now
add
you
the
can
media.
play it.
Okay, well just play it.
Just play it.
I'm gonna use this shit as like my intro music from now on. By the way, I also want to make. I also
Hold on.
want to make.
Oh,
I didn't start. I didn't
okay.
start yet. But I also want to make like you know who Brian Shapiro is?
Hold on a minute, Looodle.
Go ahead.
I made Shapiro look like a fucking tar.
I saw that.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanna-
I know
I-
who Brian Shapiro
I know.
is. He
I
called
want-
me. He called me a despicable human
I know.
being.
I
in
saw
my
that.
TikTok.
I know. Right? I want to make a video of Brian Shapiro like dancing to the fucking masculinity song. we just
No
made.
shit.
That's what I want to do, and I want to fucking put that shit up. All right.
And
We
then
got-
you can.
Is that good? Everybody hear it?
It'll show you how to turn. his volume
I'm gonna
up.
turn it all the way up. Yep. All right. Huh? You kicked everybody out? My wife kicked everybody out of the chat. What the fuck? Why? Well, you and I are here, so that we'll there are 6 comments. Everybody says you're despicable. Everybody's pissed at you. Why would you do that, wife?
Me, I'm despicable.
No.
He was
okay.
saying that in response to me saying that Brian Shapiro said that I was a
Oh yeah.
despicable.
Oh, yeah.
I tagged him in my fucking TikTok post of that
did you see-
interaction. He said, "You're a despicable human being." I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, I got him."
Fucking MAGA 34 count felon Trump mushroom gobbler. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Oh, that fucking dope. So I want to make like the Brian Shapiro, like dancing like a fucking prancing fucking princess to the masculinity song we just made. That's the goal. By the
All right,
end of
this
the
one's
day,
the second version. Go ahead.
all right. This is the version 2.0. You don't know the song yet. You can't sing, kiddo. Once you learn the lyrics, you can sing, kiddo. Okay, media assets, fucking go.
Greetings to all I affirm masculinity
You hear it?
is in
All
a
right.
crisis.
Yep.
In other words, as a question, is masculinity in a crisis? Yes. Now, how did I reach this conclusion? Problem solving. The crisis is forced masculism. And the problem is toxic masculinity, while the cure is sway masculism. And the solution is gentle masculinity. Now, by asking the correct questions, how and why masculinity is in a crisis, a truly pure answer may be established for what is a crisis of uncivilness and criticalness through statelessness by failure, due to an error that causes uncivilness, that lead to destruction's effect, that demands urgency's required action, to avoid universal destruct by suffering and death to all uncivilized destruction. Now, to prove masculinity even exists, an ideal masculinity come from a real masculism belief, a form creation of state, sex, and being gendered through design environment by nature's reflection within masculinity, faith, a form intent of expected union, and hope desired through ideas blueprint by reality, structure through realities in our heart and out of mind. Masculine works a frame form, time of power, space, and strength. Matter through physical image by mental likeness unified by sexism's physicality and genderism's mentality. A form material, a way of ways and truth or lie through life or death.
It sounds like T-Pain and R. Kelly combined. You're right.
It does. It's T-Pain, R. Kelly, and P. Diddy.
A pure masculinity exists by understanding humanity's nature through seeing mankind as being a real idea, not a defend how and why masculinity is in a crisis. The how is simply complicated. But simply speaking, due to humanity's failed religious leaders and mankind's nations followers, both religious and political, functioning on the wrong type. But masculism's belief is force, incorrect masculinity. Faith is toxic through masculine's work. It's manipulative by sexism, error is uncivilized, and genderism's failure is destructive for unnecessary suffering. Causes effective death, evidence of a willing crisis and a willful masculinity through a free or paid choice by own will. But now the question is why? Whose choice and will? Why? Problem solving, humanity's choice of unnecessary suffering in mankind's will and death is proof 100% masculinity is in a crisis. And an urgent call to correct and resolve it the best and not better solution for all. Evidence is towards to unnecessary suffering. Chosen outcomes resulted by toxic masculinity. Willful crisis identifies examples as suicide, abortion, divorce, lie, murder, kill, assault, force, manipulate, corrupt religion, corrupt nation,
murder, kill, assault, force, religion.
Self-evident that could, should, and would have been avoided, but chosen
Say
not
all
to
the
do with
nouns.
masculism's
Just say
force
nouns.
and rebellion's defiance.
Tree,
Through
big,
masculinity's toxicity
dog.
by victim reality, full knowingly or
Like
unknowingly,
a
anywhere
rock.
in between, depending on situational circumstances, driven by statistical data, real testimony and objectivism, subjectivity and subjectivism, objectivity. This disorder,
This breakdown is fucking choice. This breakdown is fucking choice. Subjectivity, objectivism.
Pure and non-crisis. A false nature is a reflection of humanity's uncivil masculism being destroyed in
Oh my God, a false nature.
manipulationalism's toxic masculinity through an illusion or a delusion directly towards the slavery's freedom choice by decay's death and airtight nature's design. I'm down with the cure solution for a wage act of sequential choice and sowing repercussions through reaping ramifications by heritage, judgment, reward or punishment. And life or death. For humanity's mankind to live and exist with aim, purpose, and meanings desired by a correct type of masculinity. Correct type of masculism. Masculinity is also equal sign to exist with the correct type of feminisms and femininity. United as one, but of the correct amount and precise exact measurement through sire's affection by love's grace. United with assigned roles within and their oath throughout his positive arrangement
Within their oath.
masculine, gentle masculinity, true masculine, pure sexist,
gotta send this dude this song.
No, I'm gonna fucking.
Not a negative, not no rappers.
You like, look, next time you use this opening statement, just hit play.
I know, I'm gonna, exactly. Because he's a sexually gentle masculinity guy,
Yeah, he's
apparently.
gentle masculine.
He's gentle sexual masculism.
Oh, hit stop.
All right.
Greetings to all I affirm masculinity is in a crisis.
Oh, wait, this is the first one.
No, that's
As a question,
Oh, sorry.
is masculinity in a
Me
crisis?
I suck. Okay, I figured. Sorry. I figured. I was like, what the fuck's the thing? Sorry, I figured it out.
No, to put the first version in, just
Right.
do the same thing.
Cool.
Just remember.
I think honestly, I'm gonna make like part of that first version like my intro to everything for like the next like 3 months. And my brother and I on that podcast will become your tomb thing. We have a StreamYard account. I'm gonna drop the first version in StreamYard, and if it goes like public, you get half the profits.
Oh, sweet.
Absolutely. I think like tell me how that song doesn't sound like
Like shit.
every other song that's like gotten top 40 in the last 2 years, but way more intelligent. Even though it was unintelligent when it was said,
Look,
it makes a way more intelligent song, doesn't it?
It was very adventurous verbiage, okay? Adventurous verbiage.
Yeah, it was adventurously verbose, we might say.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much. That was fucking brilliant. And I'm gonna try to make a video of Brian Shapiro dancing to the first version.
That would be pretty sick.
I'll share that back with you.
If you want any more, just let me know. I'm paused on live streaming for my channel right now. So
did something happen, or you're just like, yeah, I know you're going to the hospital soon, right?
yeah, I came home yesterday.
How are you?
I'm all right. That's why I look so wild.
I mean, I think you look okay. No offense. Like, I'm not saying you. I'm saying you look good. By me saying you look good now, I'm not saying you look bad before. There's no way.
Okay. It's okay. Stop trying to be, what is it? Gently masculine.
Generally masculine in a sexually feminine way.
Yeah, no, but I have some things going on. I just don't have the time, right? My shows most of them take a lot of research and whatnot, and I just don't have the time for that right now because I have other shit that's going on.
He's a lyric genius.
I'll be back though. I'll be back at some point.
Your contributions have probably exceeded.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have my own
No,
stuff going on right now, so.
Let me tell you what. So in 14 minutes, I'm gonna live stream a thing. There was the whole does God exist or not exist debate last night, and the guy he's like, I'm a Catholic. Like, his opening statement and talking about like first principles. His whole thing would make a great one too.
Okay.
So maybe if so we have to cut this off in like probably 4 minutes so I can start that one up. Okay. I think everyone who's watched this has gotten everything you will ever get out of Owlish and my buddy Garcia, and I think that Garcia has contributed to the debate community more than he never knew he could. But I think there are low-hanging fruit in the opening statement of our Christian Catholic bro, who, being a Catholic, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, but says a lot of funny shit. Almost like it's very close to the order of what Garcia said. It's almost there. So I think that T-Pain might have something to say about that.
Okay, well, I'll ask T-Pain and see if I can get him to put something together for us. D-Pain.
D-Pain. Oh,
D-Pain.
Oh my God. Fuck yeah. We'll drop it. The art. Oh no, absolutely.
The artist
D-Pain.
otherwise known as
D-Pain. The artist formerly known as D-Pain. This is fucking so great. It is organic. This is hilarious.
Fantastic.
All right.
I'm
gonna close this down, and so if you want to hop in the next one, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I have a buddy with me who's actually an actual thumist who's gonna like, so this guy says he's a Thomas, like Thomas Aquinas' principle is applied, and the guy who in the debate like doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So I have an actual Thomas who's coming on with me, but I really, as much as I love that I have a brother Thomas with me, at this point in time, I really care more about what T-Pain has to say. Or D-Pain has to say.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll end this stream. This has been so awesome.
We'll see you in a few.
We'll see you in a few. God bless.